Oh, listeners, we're in for a treat today. So, as we begin, let's take this time and just get grounded. I invite my listeners to join us as we close our eyes, taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, allowing that air to flow throughout our entire body. Taking another deep breath in and releasing. Another deep breath in, expanding the lower abdominal as the air goes all the way down to the bottom of the stomach. And releasing. Now bring your arms up around your shoulders like you're giving yourself a big hug. As you keep breathing, I want you to say out loud or to yourself, I am worthy of my love 3 times. I am worthy of my love. I am worthy of my love. I am worthy of my love. Take another deep breath in and release. Now taking your finger, tapping on your chest 3 times, repeating, accept, accept, accept. Another deep breath in and release. Listeners, I hope you're in the present, you're in the now, you're grounded, you're centered, you're with us. Remember, this is your time, this is your choice. And I invite you to lean in with your heart, lean into where you're at, and being present and being in the moment. As we begin the show, you know, I love to do my affirmations, and today's affirmation is sponsored by Aluva. Go to aluva.com. It's a new health product that's out there for energy, weight loss, and bloating. And I can tell you, I love it. I've been using it and I love it. So our affirmation for today is, I am love. I am love. So what was the first thing, Chandler, that came into your mind when I read that? I am love.
Well, all of it's starting to come together, this like almost peak moment in my life about 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago. And you just had us tap on our collarbone. I remember doing that in an exercise at this huge doTERRA event. And this person there asked us to tell each other, like, I love you, but speak to yourself. And so we were all saying that. And it was the first time I've ever done that in my life. And I got emotional because I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never thought about loving myself. I didn't know that was allowed. And it was, yeah, so that's what I thought of.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes, we're allowed to love ourselves. It's a good thing. David, what about you?
For me, the first thing that came to mind, obviously, as I'm looking at both of you, and then I'm looking at Chandler, and obviously we work together and things like that. But the first thing that came to my mind was knowing that, yes, I love myself, but the first thing came to my mind was my family. That the love and the joy that we have as a family, and the things that we're able to do, and stay connected. So, yeah.
That is, I appreciate those words and you sharing that, because family is important, family and friends, and it's important to have that relationship. So listeners, I am love. Write that down, put it on your mirror, your Post-it note for this week. That's the affirmation for this week. I am love. We are going to begin, and I want to introduce, first of all, David. I want to tell you a little bit about David. He is the project sales director of Aligned Media Productions. David's role is to align with new clients and to assign and to assist in maintaining quality relationship with AMP's current clients. Dave is fulfilling his dream of being in business for himself and working alongside his son, Chandler. AMP is a father-son media production company with passion in relationships and storytelling. Dave loves seeing the reaction on each of AMP's clients' faces when they watch the final edited version of their video. Dave enjoys helping each of AMP's clients to tell their authentic story and having that story come to life via video. David is a father of 4 wonderful children, 3 amazing grandchildren, and 1 on the way, and the husband of a loving and supportive wife of 35 years. So David, thank you for being with us here today.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to this. I'm so excited to be a part of this.
So you have, when's the new grandbaby coming?
The end of September. So it's September 30th. So we'll see.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
How fun is
Yeah,
that?
It's coming up quick.
So I have a question for you. You ready for this?
Okay, take another deep breath. Yes.
So we talk about the theme of the show was freedom, finding freedom in storytelling. Why is freedom important to you?
That's an interesting question to be able to pose because, you can take it in a lot of different directions, whether it be, freedom of choice or freedom to do what you want when you want to do it. But really, how free is that when you have all the other things over you when it comes to family responsibilities, paying your bills, and things like that? We can say that we're free, but I can argue the fact that how free are we when we're tied to the end result, and that's getting things accomplished when it comes to, like I said, paying bills, things like that. But what freedom, when I look in the entire process of freedom to me is living in a wonderful country that allows myself and Chandler and you and many of your listeners, I'm sure, the opportunity to do our passion and our love rather than being controlled and not allowing us to be able to go out and do what we want to do in the form of business and how to make money. So
I appreciate that. And with the 4th of July that we just had and the celebration, the country, the flag, it brings me to tears. I was driving down the street and on this huge crane, there's the American flag just hanging, this huge flag, it was probably, I don't know, 20 feet or bigger. And I smiled and I'm like so appreciative of the freedom that we have living in this country and just those who have fought for it and continue to fight for that. And a shout out to all the military, a shout out to everybody that is in the service of keeping our country free.
yes.
Thank you for this. And being able to be in a free country, we do have that freedom, like you said, David, to choose the jobs we want, make the choices, and be able to step into new ideas and new things, which is really good, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so too.
It is so cool. What is your driving force? What drives you every morning to get up, get going, and just kind of like whoosh?
I would say it's really kind of an easy one, and that's my family. To know that, hey, whatever I've got to be able to do today, and at the end of the day, be able to know that I could put my head on my pillow and know that I did everything that I could, whether that be to earn a living, or more importantly, to be able to serve to my wife and my kids. Because for me, I think more as the past 10, 15 years, it's always been my driving force, my family, but more so on the lines of serving them. What can I do to help them? Whether it be something in the home, could be something very trivial, making sure that the dishes are done, making sure that help them with some laundry, or when it comes to bigger type things, what is it that the kids might need, some things at home, and the homes that they live in. So that's my driving force is my family, each one of my kids and my grandkids, and what I can do to help them.
So as we're talking about your driving force and your family, how has your life been shaped by your mom and dad?
Yeah, for me, I think the biggest one for me is with when it comes to that is my mom has always been, a major provider, of course, for us, but it's been shaped in the form of knowing that she didn't work other than, maybe what babysitting kids at the house to be able to earn extra money and things like that. But, for my dad, he worked on the railroad for, many decades and retired from the railroad. Um, and then, he also worked other types of jobs to do whatever he could do to take care of his family and to be able to see, a lot of times people will say to my dad that, oh, he was just such a hard, dedicated, worker, and which he was. But they always thought that was his driving force, was to get his bag packed, to jump on the caboose back in the day when they had cabooses at the end of a train, or jump on the train and, that kind of thing. But truly, those that knew him more, especially his family, knew that his driving force and the reason why he did what he did every single day was to make sure that not just that we had food on our table, but that we were provided for. And so that's how they've shaped my life, is everything that they did was for us and for family. And I've just tried to shape that into my life.
And that is beautiful. And I think parents there's so many good role models, parents out there, and always trying to be the best they can for their kids and leading by example. And you have led great because of your father, and then you lead great for your kids. I mean, shoot, look at Chandler here. Here we go. Chandler's like this wonderful, wonderful son. And I want to just tell you a little bit about Chandler for a moment. Chandler is a father of one sweet little girl and husband to a brilliant wife. After years of going with the flow, Chandler chose to align with his childhood passion of storytelling and video production. With his dad, Dave, they created powerful and impactful videos that capture a person, business, story, and authenticity. It is Chandler's greatest privilege to encourage others to align with their passion and purpose and create a magnificent life with this alignment. So Chandler, thank you for being here today. I love your bio.
Thanks.
How old is your little girl?
She just turned 1.
That's right. She's like almost the same age as my grandson, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Was he born in May?
July 2nd.
Okay, so yeah,
So
they're within really close.
They're really close. Yeah, a couple months there. They're super close. So Chandler, when you talked about going with the flow, you went with the flow in life. How did you decide to step out of that flow and follow your dreams, your passion into video and storytelling? How did that all start?
Well, I think part of it stems from a conversation I had with my uncle when I had just gotten home from a LDS mission, or if they want me to say Latter-day Saint mission. I don't know what we're supposed to say anymore. But I had just gotten home and I had a conversation with my uncle, and he said, Chandler, you've got to figure out a way to diversify yourself, because I was asking him, how am I going to be successful in Utah? And he said, you are a white 22-year-old male Mormon who just got home from his mission. You got to figure out a way to diversify yourself. And so for a few years, I worked at different companies, some large businesses, had some success. And I worked with a couple and helping them produce videos for their doTERRA business. And it just turned to be, it wasn't, I don't know, you feel like you're out of yourself almost. You're looking at yourself, looking at pictures of yourself, and you realize you're going to college and doing all the things that you're told to do. And I was always that boy who followed every single rule growing up. On my mission, I was so obedient. They just put all these things into your head that you're just supposed to be perfect. And perfection was just such an I don't know, it was just so unhealthy for me. And so I was like, we had just bought a house. Let's just risk it all, honey. So my wife and I had this conversation, and an energy worker actually talked with me and helped me realize that I needed to align with myself. And she helped me come up with my business name. She helped me come up with a strategy, and it was an amazing process. I had a lot of really amazing people help me along the way to just risk it all, say, what the heck, let's just go for it. And as soon as I made that decision, I felt free. It was wild. I was no longer sitting in a desk all day. I was no longer sitting in a cave. It was a major transformation for me.
I think that's really important, and I appreciate you sharing with the listeners. It's scary. It can be really scary to go outside of your comfort zone and try something new. And I mean, I align with you guys because I'm that way. I'm just like, whoop, jump in and here we go. And I'm like going, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? And you figure out a way. You do. I jump 2 feet in, start swimming around, going, okay, now what? Front stroke, we backpedal, backstroke a little bit, go to the side. I mean, it's just, you just learn as you go. And I think the universe, I believe that the universe, once you put your intentions forward and you're like, I'm doing this, that doors start opening up and you're able just to start walking through it, and people come out of the woodwork and you're introduced to people. And I mean, with your company, I love the name of it. Anyway, now that makes sense why it's called Alignment Production. It's good. I like that. We will, there's so much more to what you do. And as we go into break here, when we come back, listeners, we're going to go a little bit deeper into how the company, we got a little bit about how the company came to be, but going deeper and diving deeper into the whole process of this, and a little bit about the storytelling and what that's like. We have been, listeners, been talking to Chandler and his father, David, and we will be right back after this break.
Okay, great job. We're all clear. Back in about 2.
Okay, thanks. Good job.
You go, guys.
You good job.
So, when we come back, I'm going to ask both of you guys to share one of your favorite videos or stories that you've done, but they can't be the same. They have to be 2 separate ones.
We're like, Karen, of course.
Yeah.
And it can't be, well, you can talk about me. That's fine. And, kind of like the setting, what it was about, how you were introduced to them. And yeah, how you pick your music, like what, so kind of figure out what you want to do and kind of think about it.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, can you talk about working with Karen and just like, go very briefly go into how he met her at the retreat? Is that okay with you?
Oh yeah, you bet.
I want to talk about Suyogi. That's just a super cool story. There's so many people that we've worked with. It's hard to pin, but
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, that'd be great. Love it.
Okay, that'll be good. And then I told Chandler, I told your dad before you got on that towards the end of the show, I'll give the opportunity to share your website, your contact information for people to get a hold of you, type thing. And if you have any specials you want to put out there for people, if they mention they heard you on the show, then they get, a discount or a free picture of them or something. I don't know, it can be good for
like,
business.
Hey, if we get any business from this, we're going to give Karen some free products. So you guys need to do business with
I like that idea.
All right. Sorry to interrupt, but we are just about to come back.
Perfect.
Thanks, Karen.
You are listening to Now or Never. The choice is yours. To connect with the program today, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is Karen@shinenowornever.com. Let's get back to this week's show. Here again is Karen Wright.
Listeners, welcome back. If you just joined us, thank you for joining us. And if you continue to stay with us even longer, because we are going to be diving a little bit deeper. We've got two wonderful guests, father, son. I was going to say trio, but they're not trio. It's just father and son. Duet, father-son duet. David and Chandler Fausett. So thank you both for being, here and staying with me. And you didn't leave me during break. You came back. So I appreciate you both for not leaving me hanging dry. As we left for break, I was during the break talking to Chandler and David, asking them I wanted them to think about some of the videos that they've done, the storytelling, and maybe describe that to the listeners. And so we're gonna take this time, because to me it's very interesting how you find your guests or your clients and how they find you and vice versa. So David, should we start with you first?
Yeah, you bet. That'll be great.
Okay.
So not to be biased or anything else, but I'm going to talk about you, Karen. So, we work with so many clients, and anyone that we choose would be great. And I'm not doing that just because of, being on your radio show. It's a fun story. And that's what we're all about, is we're about stories. And so we met Karen at a book writing retreat. And I just remember from the very beginning, as soon as we get up to this, wonderful, it was just, I know it wasn't a resort, but it was just a nice home that they were having this book writing retreat. And Karen and the others that were there, she was just so bubbly and full of life. And I remember, watching and observing and seeing and just being able to videotape, because we were there videotaping that book retreat for 3 days. And so the fun part about it is, and Chandler and I talked as we were driving back and forth in the evening, going back home, boy, we'd love to be able to work with each one of these, potential future authors that are there at this book writing retreat. But I think Chandler would remember that I would say I would love to be able to work because of her energy with Karen. So Chandler, decided to throw out a little bonus, if you will, a drawing, and Karen won this drawing for us to be able to go and do a video for her, just a 1 minute video promo type video. And we were thinking it was going to be for her, real estate company that she does, and on the side selling real estate. But to finish the story of how we were able to finally get together, it was well over a year, and we were finally able to get together with Karen and get over to her place, and we decided to talk about her new book, and to be able to take the time to go through and provide as many videos as we provided, not just a promotional video, which we love to do, but it was taking everything that Karen offers and provides for herself and for her clients. And she was so good at just being able to, we didn't really have to coach her very much at all, because she knew what she wanted to say and how she wanted to be able to say it. We did it right in her home, and then we went out to, filmed out in nature where she loves to be able to be as well. And that's really what we were able to do. And I'll have Chandler talk regarding, the process that we go through when it comes to choosing music and being able to get the music to be able to go through there. But what's fun about when we do put a promotional video together is taking the opportunity to make sure that we put within the budget that our clients have a half of a day, or sometimes even a full day, of what we call B-roll, so that we can get them in their environment and in their element, so that can be part of their voice, part of why as to why they do what they do. So that we're not just pulling things from the internet and it's not really them, it's just stuff. And that's what we enjoyed about Karen's, is everything that is in there is her. It's her footsteps, it's her feet, it's her hands, and touching water, and obviously it's her voice, but we just enjoyed working with you so much.
And just thank you, because I enjoyed it. Like, I'd never done anything like that before. And so when the opportunity came and I won, yes, I won for a reason. No, I'm just teasing. Universe made it all happen. But it was one of those things, like, it was so exciting for me, and thinking, you know, it was fun for me to do. But then the finished product, when I was, you know, sharing it with my assistant and things like that, it was so professional. It's so professional, and it just takes it to the next level as a business or a professional. And, you know, for my book selling and being able to, you know, use the video, I have that video on Voice America. When people type in Now or Never, the video plays about what the show is about. And, you know, I put that on there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love what you guys have done. It's amazing. So Chandler, tell me about one of your favorites.
Yeah, I feel like I might have said this earlier, but I always feel we feel led to people. My dad and I, and when I had just started on my own, before my dad had joined, I was doing a project. It wasn't a lot of money. I just felt like it was the right thing to do to help out a business. And while I was there, I was just like, I'm going to meet somebody here that's going to lead me to the next, you know, group of people, the next big special project of something impactful. And so while we're filming this event, we had a keynote speaker there, had a great experience with him. I was super nervous to talk with him afterwards, but I just told him I wanted to get to know him. And it turns out he actually was following this Indian doctor for about 8 years and just writing about his life. And this is when working with authors started. It was started right away. I had just started my business. It was within 2 months. I did this project with this Dr. Clint Rogers. He's got a very popular multi-million view TED Talk about his following of this Dr. Naram, this Indian doctor. It was such an amazing experience being able to hear from people who have a huge network and just their experiences that they've gone through over the years. And the experience was hard. I was in Europe with them for 4 weeks. I had left my my family behind, and my dad had just joined, and I was like, hey, I'm taking off to go to Europe for a month. Good luck. And I was super nervous. The project was challenging. We were filming for 12 to 16 hours a day, just getting interviews, testimonials from people. And I got really tired, and I was like, I feel like there's somebody else here I'm supposed to meet, which led me to Suyogi. And so all this is leading up to this super special lady. She's also an author. She wrote this beautiful book called The Heart Journal, and she teaches multiple ways of overcoming ego, stubbornness, and jealousy with this book. And so anyway, we had this amazing experience, and I wanted to bring my dad with me on this project so bad. I wanted to come back to Europe and film with her. So 2 months after I got home from Europe with this other company, this other doctor, my dad and I get to go back. And this woman had the most beautiful story. She was so real and just total beautiful personality. And she appears to be so confident and so articulate. Yet after we finished her video, we showed her a preview the last day while we were in Berlin, in Germany, and she sees her video and she starts bawling. And she's like, I don't want to say it in her accent because I'll butcher it, but she said, I did not know how awesome I was. And my dad and I are watching this, and we're crying, she's crying, and her husband says something. I'm almost done here. Her husband says something. He's like, Suyogi, this is you. This is you. And her entire community was all watching this video on my little laptop. There's like 30 people in the room, and they're all like, yes, this is Suyogi. This is you. This is you. And that's when we realized that authenticity was a hot button for us as a company. We capture authenticity. We capture your story. And you watch any video about any person, their voice is their voice. We're not coaching them to sound like some guru narrator. We want them to share their real, raw, vulnerable story. And it was just an amazing experience for us to do that. And that's what sets us apart from everybody else that does what we do, is we capture the true story, and we capture you and your essence and your beauty. And it's just an amazing thing. And music is a huge part of it, and we totally nailed it with her, and we just love that project.
That's a beautiful story. And I get where she was coming from, because when I've gone back and just going through my videos, you know, there's emotion, there's feeling. I'm going to cry now. I mean, there's emotion and feeling to it, because you believe so strongly that your message is powerful, and you want to get it out there in a way where people, listeners, clients can see and they can feel who you really are, and what you have. And you guys do an amazing job at bringing that to life. And the way you help people just feel comfortable and in their skin. And even if they're nervous, you're really good about calming them down, and you're very professional about all of this. And it's actually kind of fun, because when we went out to the Great Salt Lake, what was that called? Yeah.
Salt flats.
Yeah,
Salt
Yeah,
flats.
salt.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cold. I'm in this little dress, and David's like carrying my jacket, my shoes, and my coat. Like, he's like, carrying me, following me around, making sure I'm okay, and wiping my feet and stuff. And I'm like, people are just watching us going, who is she? And for a minute, I felt like, I'm a movie star. I'm glamorous. This is like so much fun. It was so much fun. But you guys are you're genuine. And I love that about the two of you together. You work so well together, and you complement each other. So I know the day, or one of the days when we were filming, you got a new camera, and it was like, he just got the best thing. And it was like Christmas for Chandler. He's like pulling out this camera, and he's like, oh my gosh, this is going to make it even better. I'm like going, it's a camera. So Chandler, share with the listeners, because I'm sure there's people that are photographers that are listening. What camera did you get that you're just so madly in love with?
It's so funny. On my way home that night, I was talking to my dad. I'm like, I feel like I need to take it easy on my comments of my equipment, because the client doesn't care. They just want the finished project, and they want it to make them money. And so I just get so excited, because this equipment, there's a lot of people out there that are like, doesn't matter what equipment you have, you can tell amazing stories with the equipment you got on your phone. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's just not true. Can you imagine if they filmed in the Marvel movies on a cell phone? Like, their equipment is an absolute necessity. And we pride ourselves on finding the best of the best for our clients, because they are the best. We are convinced, like the people we work with, we're like, whoa, we're not worthy. We think you're just the most amazing people in the world. And so this camera I got is Sony. I'm a Sony guy. I love Sony equipment. It's amazing. It's the crisp quality. And so I've just recently got 2 new cameras. The day that we filmed with you was with the Sony a7S III, which is an amazing camera, but it's also paired with a G Master Prism lens, which is just amazing. It's so clear, so important. It's like when when you buy a firearm, like, you want to have the best ammo, right? When you shoot with that. So it's the same exact kind of thing. We want to make sure you have the best. And then we recently just acquired a cinema camera, because one of my dreams, which is finally coming to fruition with a client of ours, which you know who he is, Clayne Wayman, we're doing a documentary with him. And this is a Netflix approved cinema camera. And so that camera is the Sony FX6. It is an amazing camera. I can't wait we started filming our first commercial with it, actually. It was just so fun. So yeah, I could geek out about this all day long. I love it.
I think that's important. You need to, you need to enjoy what you're working. I mean, it's like you're an artist. what you both are doing. You have the artistic flair and bringing everything to life. And so, the artists in their canvas, this is what you guys are doing. And they have their special paintbrushes and their paints and what they love and how they can bring that canvas into life. And that's what you guys are doing with your equipment. And it's shout out to Sony. Here we go. Right?
That's right.
Sony's going to be my new sponsor here. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it. We just send it out there.
That's
They'll
right.
be sponsoring you guys, sending you new stuff. So
Well,
anyone out there?
honestly, like with your video that we got on the salt flats, we made like a little 50-second version of it. Karen, we need to put that out there because it was so gorgeous. Like probably some of the coolest footage we've ever taken. So awesome. So
Yeah, that was a beautiful, beautiful evening. That's for sure. Even though it was a little chilly and your feet were kind of sore and
My feet got all cut up. There's like sliced, for the next week. I couldn't walk. I was crawling around.
But it's an epic video. It's an epic video, that's for sure.
worth it.
I'm gonna have to. Did you send me that one?
Yeah, that one I posted on the one I actually posted it on Facebook. It was just a short little 55-second music video.
Okay. I don't
We'll
know
have to
if
make
you
sure. Yeah, we'll have to
actually
make
sent
sure
it,
we
sent it.
we'll have to make sure we send it. Make sure you got it.
Yeah.
You need to post it on your stuff because it is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could flip that one out to on my banner. The new video.
Yeah. Yeah,
for
that'd be good.
This next new season. So this will be exciting. Kind of exciting, you guys.
That's right.
This is so much fun. So a really quick question for you guys. What would be your ultimate client? Maybe it's not going to be a quick question.
This is I'll give you a really quick answer. Anybody on this planet that breathes has a story.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter what they do. It does matter what they do, obviously, but no matter what you do, like there's a story to be told. You could be an 85-year-old widow that's alone and she's got a beautiful story that could be told and captured in 3 minutes. Or it could be a very successful business that has millions of followers and a lot of influence. But I think that our favorite, most impactful people to work with are those that are writing their story because they've already prepared themselves to be on camera, because they're writing about their story. They're already vulnerable, they're articulate, and they have the ability to get their message out there. And then we jump in with our genius, which will claim it. And it just makes for a beautiful relationship between us and the client. So we love authors for sure.
I appreciate you. I love the fact that you said anyone breathing. It's like really true, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone has their story, and this I find that, and I'm sure you guys do that with your clients that you find is you learn from them. So every guest I have on this show, listeners, I'm learning from them, and I hope my listeners are learning also something, or they've been enlightened somehow. We're getting ready to go into our next break, and we will be right back, listeners, with David and Chandler. Stay tuned.
Okay, great job. We're all clear. Back in about 2.
Okay, thanks. I love that answer that you did. Anybody,
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. And I mean, you can go so far as to say that, yeah, I mean, the analogy of, anybody that's breathing, right? I mean, but I think the more importantly is that anybody and everybody has a story. There's the difference is convincing them that that story is valid and that it should be shared with others, so I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of people. And we work with a lot of people, and I've talked with a lot of people that we haven't yet been able to claim as a client because they're still trying to decide, is my story valid and should it be out there, and then it's not vulnerable type stuff. It's just, things that they're currently doing in their life and in their business and things like that. So, but I think that those that make the decision to say, yes, it is important. It is important to be able to get it out there. Then I think they find that it works for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys do a lot of like past clients with, like you do some stuff and then later you do more stuff with them, repeat customers? Does that happen a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's not a single person we've worked with so far that we haven't done something else with. At one form or another. Sometimes it's just one more and then we're done after that because it's like a CarQuest auto parts type of thing or whatever, right? But for authors specifically, there's just more and more as they get more books out and they're making money. Yeah, we definitely do a lot more.
Apparently I need to write another book then.
I come back here in about 10 seconds.
We already know
Maybe
you're
I
working
will.
on it.
You are listening to Now or Never. The choice is yours. To connect with the program today, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is Karen@shinenowornever.com. Let's get back to this week's show. Here again is Karen Wright.
Listeners, welcome back. We have been talking with Chandler and David today. And I just want to remind the listeners that our affirmation for today was, I am love. And which I'm always saying, oh, I love that. I love this. I love that. You guys on the radio show, I say I love it probably 1,000 times because I do. I love that word love. And I think it's so important. To me, you can never overuse it. And then as we get grounded and we give ourselves a hug and I am worthy of my love. And then this card pops out today, I am love. And the importance of loving ourselves and truly loving ourselves, all of us, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, right? That's what makes us unique and authentic in who we are. And Chandler had said something earlier when he was talking about the affirmation that he didn't know he could love himself. And 3 years ago, he had that aha moment where he's like, oh my gosh. But in reality, Chandler, when you said that, I'm thinking you really did love yourself. You just weren't aware of it. And I think that happens sometimes in life where we're not aware of it and being able to be open and going, you know what? Yeah. So listeners, remember, I am love. You are love. Love yourself. And we've been talking with David and Chandler about something they love and the passion they have behind the camera and the art that they bring everything together with their videos. And they shared a couple of different examples and our clients with us. And during break, I was asking them, like, do you get repeat clients? And what did you say, David?
Yes, we work. There's not anybody that we haven't worked with again with the same clients. So we love having them come back and continue on with their story.
And apparently, if you don't live in Utah, you guys will go wherever the story's at. Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In fact, last week we were just in Nashville filming with a beautiful story actually for a new fitness instructor doing things online. So we were just in Nashville, go all over the place.
I think so. Where's the furthest you've traveled to?
Furthest we've been together is Berlin. So I mean and then I was also a couple months before that all over Italy, which was so fun. I got to film with my drone out there. I got permission to film at the Rome temple, the Latter-day Saint temple there, and that was gorgeous and just all sorts of cool experiences that we've been able to do all over the world. So we've done some stuff in Hawaii. It's really fun too.
That's amazing. And will you share with the listeners how they can get a hold of you or your contact information? Because this is really important, listeners. reach out. I'm always inviting you to reach out to me, reach out to my guests, because they're here for you. They want to help you. They want to be a part of your lives somehow. So if you could share that, would be great.
Yeah, whenever we do things like this, we also, just so you know, offer a discovery session for free, which we normally will charge with the client because we're storyboarding and planning out a project with them. And so for anybody that's listening, we offer a free discovery session where we evaluate your story, see what you can do with it, give you some ideas and tips of things you can do on your own. But if you want to get a hold of us, we are, you can visit alignedmediaproductions.com or alignedvideos.com. Might be a little bit easier. We always do aligned, ALIGNED, as if it was already happened in the past, because you are already aligned and we help you make it happen. So alignedvideos.com, and then just, contact us that way. Our phone number is at the very top of that site. We'd love to talk with you, see if we can align with you, for lack of a better term.
Oh, that's great. And that's the same for that information, David's the same for both of you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's perfect. That's good. So I appreciate you sharing. Listeners, reach out to them. You just made a comment, Chandler, that kind of jarred me a little bit. What is storyboard? What does that mean?
Oh, storyboarding.
Uh-huh.
That's like the architect before you start, building a home. You have blueprints, and so you plan everything to the T. And with Karen, we did that with you. Where I think we did 6 sessions before, because she was doing a huge project. It wasn't just one video. We have 5 very specific questions. It's a script writing formula to write your script for your 3-minute promo video about your story. And then we also put together 14 other videos with Karen in that one day. And so we wanted to plan everything out, wanted to go over the topics, make sure that she was clear. We put things into bullet points that we felt were valuable. We don't just hit the record button and say go. We plan everything with you to make sure that it is valuable content, that we think it's not going to just, we want an audience to engage with it. That's the point. And so that's all part of the storyboard process. And then we also plan, what music are we feeling with this? Like, what is the resonance of your, of you and your soul? And then from there, we turn it into a full-on itinerary and go from there. Which
was so helpful. But here, when you're working with someone like me, they have it all set up on the screen so I can read what I've written or what we've talked about, and with the bullet points. So everything is like on the camera people, how they're reading what's happening type thing. What do you call that?
A teleprompter.
Teleprompter. Yeah. Teleprompter. Anyway, so the teleprompter is going and I'm following all of a sudden something will jar me and I'm off talking about something totally different. And David's looking at the teleprompter, where's she at? What's she talking about? And I did that a lot, didn't I? Mm-hmm. That must have been really hard for you guys.
No, that's what's fun about working with you and others that are in the same realm is, you can call them squirrel moments, you can call them whatever, but the camera is rolling and it's on record. And so what we love to be able to capture those aha moments, because as you're going through that storyboard session and you're going through those bullet points, those aha moments come to you, and they come to you for a reason. And we try to help people understand that, but a lot of times you don't until the moment happens. And then you're able to just flow with it. And then that becomes its own separate video, whether it be 30 seconds, it'd be a minute and a half, whatever the case is. And that's what we really love to see that happen. And call them squirrel moments, but we love to be able to know that they're there for a reason. So.
Well, good, because I was just thinking that when you were talking about the storyboard, I'm I didn't stick to my storyboards very well at all.
And I think that's the beauty of what you do, though, Karen, because your authenticity came out. And if we wouldn't let you do that, we would be kind of contradicting ourselves on our claim to authenticity, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Chandler, what does freedom look like for you? I'd asked your dad about this, but I want to ask you about this.
Ultimate freedom. This is an emotional one. I think it's in any given moment where you are, sitting with yourself, whatever you're doing, did you choose this? You have to ask yourself that question. Did I choose this? Did I choose to be here? And there are times where it's a really hard day. When we were filming in Nashville, it was 16 hours of filming. And that's a lot of work. And I actually had to do this little process. Did I choose to be here? Like, yeah, I chose to be here. I'm making money. This is great. This is hard, but like, it's amazing. And the client, she did 6 1-hour exercise classes. She was a beast. She was probably asking herself the same question. Did I choose to be here? And if your answer is no, I didn't choose this, then sit with your choices and realign, because that's what I had to do. I had a moment where I said to myself, if I do not choose to start this business, I will die. Whether that meant I would physically die, mentally, spiritually, or just the little boy inside Chandler, my little 8-year-old self that loved to make videos and stealing my mom and dad's camcorder, that little boy could have died inside me, and I chose aligning with my purpose.
I appreciate what you just said. And I love the fact that you use that word choice. Did you choose to be here? Now or never, the choice is yours. The theme of my whole show. And that's my theme is you get to choose. It's your life. And so often I think we get caught up in thinking everyone's choosing for us. I have to do this and this, and I've got these, choices are being put upon us. When in reality, we can step back like you did, Chandler, and I appreciate you being vulnerable with the listeners and going, you had to step back in Nashville and go, did I choose to be here? Yes, they're long days. Yes, yes, yes. And I did make the choice. And so it's just reprogramming yourself, getting back into alignment, going, okay, deep breath, we got this, right? And I appreciate you sharing that with the listeners and with me today. That was awesome. And as we go on this week, listeners, I would love you to take the opportunity to align yourself. Reach out to Dave and Chandler, alignment video, right?
Aligned video. And see if you have a story. Talk to them. Pick their mind. See, share with them. Be vulnerable and allow this to happen. Because your story, even if your story touches one person, you've done something. And that's how I felt when I wrote my book, Now or Never, Shine Baby Shine, was if this book touches one person, then I have done what I've needed to do and what my daughter, Kalina, wanted me to do. Listeners, remember our affirmation, I am love. The breath is a gift of life. Choose now and live. Remember, this world is not for sissies. We are here to experience our own journey, our own story, as we walk our own path. Have an amazing day, and thank you for choosing to be here now. Until next week, sending you all love and light.
All right, perfect. Good show today. All clear.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Good job, you guys. Thanks for doing that.
That was fun. That was great.
So
Thanks
fun.
for having us.
Of
Appreciate it.
course. And I know, Chandler, I've got to call you and go through our videos.
I know you've been busy, and we have too, so it's all good.
So it's been good. I'm like, whoosh, he must be busy. He's not bugging me. No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. You never bug me. You know that. So yeah, we're getting all the retreat stuff coming together. and it's gonna, yeah, all of it's coming together. So
Awesome. Well, thank you so
Sounds
much for
good.
this, Karen. It was super fun, and I still want to know how we can help contribute to this in any way. So just let me know if there is some kind of donation or something that we could do. And I think you put me in contact with some guy. I can't remember his name.
yeah,
But
but now it's something different. So I put together packages, visibility opportunity packages.
Okay.
And then also with the retreat, we're doing sponsors for the swag bags. So that could be a good way, because we're going to be doing 100 bags, you
Cool.
know, so depending on the packages. So I'll send you guys an email with the different packages, and then you guys can see if that's something you want to do or how you want
Yeah.
to do it. Because
Please.
I also know moving forward, because next year we're going to have 4 to 6 retreats. I want to do one every other month type thing.
Sweet.
And I want footage up there with the retreat, so we can put it on the website. You know, we'll have just little snapshots or whatever, some of the things, but some of the footage, like what you've done in the past, just to promote the retreat, so people can kind of feel it more so in a, 30-second video or a minute video on
Cool.
the website. So
Yeah, that
Awesome.
sounds awesome.
it's kind of just poof. Yeah.
Yep. Well, keep me posted on
Okay.
those video edits. Let me know, and let's get things cranking.
Do this thing. Okay.
You're
Okay,
amazing.
Thank
sounds
you
good.
both.
Thank you.
Love you both.
Okay.
Hey, we love
See
you.
ya.
Thank you. See
See
you.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.